how have I been showing up? And is that good enough for me? And the goals, but beyond the goals, the vision that I had for myself in terms of what I wanted this life to be. Or are you asleep at the wheel? Have you been asleep at the wheel of your own life, where you were listening to what everybody else wanted you to do, and you've been doing that for maybe a few years, maybe a few decades, maybe an entire lifetime? And so my challenge to you, my invitation to you, if that's the case, would be, isn't enough enough? Isn't today the right day to make sure that you're living for yourself and you get really serious about getting to know who you are and what it is that you want from your life? Not so long ago, I spoke to, well, too many people, but I spoke to someone, we're keeping things anonymous here. Spoke to someone, he is a doctor, and he's been practicing, he did the med school thing, then he started practicing, and he's doing incredible work in the world, right? And we'll call him John. And John was having a conversation with me, and he was telling me that he's done. He's like, I just don't believe in how it is that we do medical practice. I've honestly, if I'm honest with myself, I've hated, that's a strong word, I've hated the last 10 years of my life. But I feel like I'm stuck, right? And that's a lie. You are all times resourceful, and will it require courage and doing things differently and figuring out where your resources lie and what does it mean for you to be resourceful? Absolutely. And so the conversation that I had with John was, when will enough be enough? There's this story of the dog and the nail. And so you can imagine a dog that's lying down on the deck, and there's a nail on the deck, but it's, the head of the nail is inside the deck, and so the dog is on top of the nail, and it's poking him. But, he's comfy. He's comfy enough. He's not comfortable, but, it's poking him, and he's like, this darn nail. I wish the darn nail would go away. But the dog continues to sit on the nail. He keeps thinking about how, well, this nail is so uncomfortable, but the dog doesn't move and stays on the nail. Now I want you to imagine, same scenario, but now the head of the nail, rather than being in the deck, is up. And the dog goes and sits on the, the spot, and he goes, ouch! And he immediately moves. Why am I bringing up this story? There are only two reasons that we change, that we make a change as human beings. One is seeking pleasure, and the other is escaping pain. So when I was talking to John, I asked him, how many more years? Is it gonna be another 10 of you sitting on that nail where you hate your profession, you're not happy with your life, but it's not so uncomfortable that you would move, but you're pretty unhappy, and it's taking a toll on your health, on your emotions, on your relationships, on your belief in yourself, your self-confidence, your energy, your self-care. That nail isn't just kind of intruding in your life. If you had decided to move, to change something, you could live up to your potential, and I think that's what we're here to do. We're here to rise to meet the challenge. And so the question to John, and maybe the question to you, is how painful does it have to get for you to move? For you to finally realize that you are an agent in your life, that you have control of how it is that you live your life, whether you have something, you don't have something. You're not a tree. You were given, like will. Like we are beings that can have an idea and create it. But you've got to move. You've got to take action. You've got to be courageous. Am I pushing you beyond your comfort zone? You bet I am. Because your life matters, your life is important. So I am pushing you. I am pushing you to get off that damn nail once and for all. Is it gonna be another few years? Is it gonna be another 10? Is it gonna be a lifetime? When we get to the end of our lives, there's a great exercise that I like to think about. And this comes from Ed Milet. Ed, love you and love the work that you do. He says, when you come to the end of your life, you are going to, as an exercise, you are gonna meet the version of you that you were put on this earth to become. That with all your potential actually, exercised, your potential unleashed, your potential used. And when you reach the end of your life and you get to meet that version of yourself, that's like, I did this right, baby. Like, whoo, that was an adventure. That was amazing. I got to know who I was and what I wanted for life, and I went for it, and I lived passionately, and I gave this thing called life my all. When you get to meet that version of yourself, how's it gonna go? If you were to die today, and that was it, done, your life over. And if you were to meet the version of yourself that lived up to your potential, how would that interaction go? Would you see that version of yourself and go, woo, that was awesome. Like, we gave this thing our all. We showed up. We were present. We like did everything in our power to be joyful and grateful and rise to our potential and give to the world. Or are you gonna hang your head low and look at the person that you were created to be? I believe that you have your potential in you for a reason. You have your potential in you to use it, to create beautiful, amazing things in the world for yourself and for other people. So when you meet this version of yourself, will you meet them and go, that could have been my life. That could have been me. That was supposed to be me. Had I listened to myself, to that whisper or that raging voice that won't shut up. It's not shutting up for a reason, because you're meant to rise to your potential. And even if it's a whisper, you know it's there, you know it's been there for years. So don't let that be you. Don't let that be you, that when you reach this version of yourself, you look at all you could have become and all the ways you could have loved and been joyful and grateful and made a difference in this world, and think, well, that was a waste. Not that, but you just numbed. You watched TV and hid behind screens and alcohol and the things that numb you, because that voice was so loud inside of you that you were trying to squander it, because you knew that you were created with potential, that you weren't rising to meet. So don't let that be the case. Back to this point, 3 months. 3 months, and you might think, oh, well, it's only 2019, just like that doctor. He thought it was just 1 more year. And then, blink of an eye, it's been 10 years. That 10 years, the time's gonna pass anyway. Why don't you let the time pass with you being courageous, getting to know who you are, deciding that you're gonna live this life and make it a masterpiece, make it extraordinary, and show up for your life? So that is our reminder. It's October 1st, 2019, and I'm here as your coach, challenging you, pushing you, being a little bit in your face. Show up. Life is too freaking special. Don't allow some terrible circumstances to show up in your life that will have to force you to move. Recognize all of the parts in your life where you're like, that's not good enough for me. I want more. And do something about making your life into a masterpiece now. So, tell me in the comments, what are you committing to? What are you taking action on? What does it mean for you to rise to your full potential now? Not in a day, not in a few months, when blah, 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 not in a few years. I want you to start taking action to live towards your best life now. So every single day, if for some terrible reason you were no longer able to be here, you would look back and you would say, I danced. There's that song, right? I hope that when you get the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance, so dance. Dance. And I will see you guys back again. I would love to welcome you into our Facebook tribe, into our Limitless programs. Reach out to me with any questions. I'm at luz@soulonfireacademy.com. And again, dance. You have two choices, sit it out or dance. I hope you dance.